Okay, let's hook these guys up. So I've got two of my little homemade sensors, right? The red wire went to the resistor, which ultimately connected to the positive side of the anode of the LED, positive side. So electrons can flow up that, okay, get to the LED, and then the black wire is connected to the cathode or negative side of the LED. So just by putting these two in, the red and the black, okay, I should be able to turn on and off the LED. In fact, let's put my little robot, I have a couple of wheels that I use to kind of prop it up just to the right height, and plug it in. Oh, you know what, we don't have those. It's probably not going to do much because we don't have those sensors hooked up. It might just become confused. Let's see what it does. Oh, okay. It's still running the program where I had the two sensors, but without those sensors in there, all the electrons are flowing straight to the ports, so they're continuously high. So it all worked out fine. But let's see. If I plug this red wire in here and a black wire, lo and behold, by no surprise, the LED lights up. Okay? And then let's talk about the white wire. The white wire went to the one end of the photoresistor, and the black wire went to the other end of the photoresistor, the common ground. And you recall when we had the photoresistors, which I seem to have misplaced for the moment. Yeah, okay, that's all right. When I had the photoresistors hooked up, we had the photoresistor going into one of the pins where the LED, where this resistor is connected, and the other one to ground. So this should work beautifully. If we take the red wire and plug it in, for example, there, okay, onto the positive bus, the black wire, negative bus, and of course my LED lights up, as you can see, and the white wire where it was connected before, okay, now I have the photoresistor and an LED all hooked up, and I can bend these and I can tape them and glue them and attach them and wrap them or whatever it is I need to do so that they are down below the deck, aiming down, and it's lighting up. So the light is being shined on by the bright LED, and the photoresistor is able to measure the reflected light. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the other side. We'll put the red wire here, anywhere on that positive bus. The black wire goes there, and the photoresistor goes there. Okay. And, oh, look at that. I actually have to fix this a little bit. It's working pretty well, but I did a lousy job gluing that. See that? But I'll fix that. This will ultimately go down here, like this. I can also shove it through these, you know what? Let's do it this way. I'm actually going to shove it through, to keep it nice and tight, I'm going to shove it right through there. Okay? So that one will be fixed into this point. This is going to go on to where the resistor went in. Okay? The red one is going to go here, and the black one to the ground. Okay? And there you can see. It's lit up and it's ready to receive a signal. So let me pause it. I'm going to put a little glue on this one that has a bit of a weak joint, and we'll get some code and we'll make this thing stay inside of a box. Alright, I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so we're ready to get this guy going. So let's take a look. This is the last piece of code we were working on, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save it first. I'm going to save as, let's make this, you can call it what you want, but for my organization, I'm going to call this 31, because this is the 31st piece of code that I've written, and we're going to call it light steer. Okay, I guess it's EER, light steer. Now, let's play with our code here and see if we can quickly learn something from it. I don't really want to drive anything, so I'm going to take up here in that setup where we had that while statement. For the moment, I'm going to comment that out. So select it all and hit the control / It's all commented out. And then actually, I'm going to go way down here to the bottom where we had that if statement. And I'm going to actually comment all of that out. And I'm going to bring back this part where we can see the values. So I'm going to select it all, hit the control /. So now we're going to get the values back again. So we need to know what these values are going to be with our bright lights and photoresistors. So let's load this up. And come on, hurry up. You guys are getting impatient, so am I. Rebuilding all. There we go. Okay, cool. And let's go ahead and open up that serial window. Control-Shift-M. And you can see we've got values coming in on our two photoresistors. 200 and 300. Oh, I should have made sure I had them the right and the left set up. But let's go ahead now. I'm going to take a piece of electrical tape. We can switch it. Maybe we'll have to do that. So I honestly didn't check it, so it'll be sheer luck, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. Take a piece of electrical tape. I'm going to take a Post-it. Anything white, doesn't matter. Alright, stick it on there like that. And now, let me move this COM window over so we can see both. I'm going to go over here to the one that's on the robot's right and stick it underneath there. And look at that, I do have them switched. It says the left value. Okay, the left value just went up to over 400. In fact, if I put it right up against there, it goes up over 500. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these two wires because I have my left and my right switched. Okay, I could switch it in code, or I can take the white wire out of here, put this white wire here, back into A0, get in there, go on. Okay, and the one that's on the right is going to get plugged into A1. And now let's see what happens. If I put this black line, we can see the right one goes up to about 500. Baseline is about 230. If I go over to the left side, it goes up over 400. Baseline is around under 300. So I think we can say that if the right or the left go over a value of, say, 400, I want to turn either to the right or the left. So if I'm going to try to stay inside of a box and the right sensor hits the black line, I'm going to want to have the robot turn to the left. Okay? If the left sensor hits the black line, I'm going to want to have the robot turn to the right. Okay, I think you can see this is good, how this is going to play out. I may even want to do a couple other things. If the robot hits the right sensor, maybe I actually want to make it back up a teeny bit and then turn to the left. All right? So all we have to do is go to this code. I'm going to move this over here and go back down here to our loop, right? And actually we can start unplugging some of this. If the right is, what did I say? If it's greater than 400, then what do we want to do? Well, we don't want to do, what we want to do is we want to make it turn left. Okay. Probably not for 3 seconds. We probably want to make it turn left for a short time. I'll say 500 milliseconds. And maybe, actually, like I said, we may want to make it reverse first. Okay. Let's make it reverse for 300 milliseconds. So it's going to go in reverse, then it's going to turn left. Okay. And we want to make sure that loop is gone. The other thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our robot is always going forward unless one of these things happens. So let's make our robot go forward. I'm going to put a teeny value in here. I'm going to go just for 10 milliseconds. Alright. And let's take and block all this out. Control /. So what do we got going on? The robot should turn on. Okay. And then it's going to go forward for 10 milliseconds, not very long, hardly even motion, any kind of motion. Then it's going to check the sensor. If the sensor is over 400, then it's going to skip all this stuff. It's going to throw it into reverse and turn left for 500 milliseconds. Okay? Then it's going to close that if loop. It's going to jump back up to the main loop, and it's going to go again for 10 milliseconds. But you know what? If this analog read never trips, it's going to continuously go forward. All right. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to build. I want to get this all done in 15 minutes. I'm going to pause this, add a little bit more code, explain it, and then we're going to test it out. Okay. So I've added that other block of code so I can squeeze it in, and I cleaned things up a little bit. So where we left off was I had this if analog read of the right photo sensor, in other words, if this one exceeds 400, then I want to throw it into reverse and then turn to the left. Now I've made these numbers big so I can actually see it in play. These will be much smaller. So it's going to run in reverse for 1 second so we can actually watch it here without it moving. And then it's going to turn to the left for 3 seconds, again, so we can watch it here while it's not running around on the floor. Then I put in something for the other sensor, the left sensor. If the left sensor is greater than or equal to 400, then I'm going to do essentially the same thing. I'm going to throw it in reverse for 1 second, and then I'm going to have it turn right for 3 seconds. Now for the moment, to test it, I threw this in, because what will happen is the robot was running and running and running and running, and it was driving me crazy. So after I tested it, I threw in the stop bot and put the infinite while in. But in play, you're not going to have that, because then your robot would just stop moving when it was happy, and that would be the end of the game. So I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to load it up. Okay, the robot is going forward. Maybe hard to see in video. I'm going to put this sign underneath there. It goes reverse, it turns. Reverse, turns. Reverse, turns. Okay, and if I leave it, you see that? It just keeps repeating the process. Now it's going forward. Reverse, turn, reverse, turn, forward. Now let's make these a lot smaller. And these last. Oh, well, we'll do it really quick. I might run out of time. In fact, I know I will. Tell you what, I won't even do it. I'm going to edit these, and then I'm going to build a little arena, and I will show it to you running around and staying inside the square. So I will see you guys really soon.